this is Skylar Bible from the Book of Boba Fett.
Hi, my name is Richard Stride, and I was Obi-Wan Kenobi's double and Polka the Lesser in Star Wars.
And I am C-3PO Human-Cyborg Relations, and you're listening to Rodian Radio, your home for all things Star Wars.
One thing you don't want to see is an angry George Lucas. Well, we're going to cover that here on tonight's episode of Rodian Radio. Welcome everyone back. The week after May the 4th. Wow, what a lot of toy announcements and collectible announcements. That's what we're here for. We're here to break them down and cover all the news and updates of Star Wars collectibles, books, comics, games, shows, what have you. This is Sports Center for Star Wars, and we like to call ourselves Rodian Radio. Hello everyone and welcome. Got a big show for you tonight. Got a very special guest on the show later this evening. Got a lot to cover. So, without further ado, we're going to jump right into it and sit back, relax. If you're listening to this via YouTube, via podcast, wherever you're from in the galaxy, we appreciate all the support. Do us a favor. Drop us a like, comment. If your podcast of choice allows you to leave reviews, please leave us your reviews. They help very much. Help share us out. Help like, comment on our YouTube videos. It really helps us break the algorithm to grow. Everyone, sit back, and we're going to jump into this episode. So, without further ado, here we go. Welcome. We got a lot of announcements to talk about. I am not going to break all these down by myself. I am with my good friend, Mr. Danny Cruz.
Hello, everybody.
The one and only to help me go over this ginormous, wonderful announcement from Hasbro and Black Series and the Vintage Collection. Yes, I'm being sarcastic. Okay, let's get into the news. Star Wars news. Okay, what do you want to do first? I've got a ton of toys. You want to do toys or Kenobi first? We got some Kenobi stuff revolving Hayden Christensen.
Let's get the bad stuff out of the way and end with something more sweet.
Okay. Since you want to go bad stuff, let's start with Hasbro. We've got several toy announcements from Hot Toys, Hasbro, Funko Pop, and Diamond Selects. First off, Hasbro, they got a new Vader helmet.
They do. Kind of looks the same as the previous one, but it's all right.
Yeah, it looks a little bit more sleek in its design.
Shined up. I see like.
It's one of the nicest things Black Series has done in months.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The Rei Skywalker saber is the best thing they've done.
That is literally unsellable.
Oh, I probably just triggered a lot of people. And speaking of triggered, the last episode that we put out, when we were talking about The Empire Strikes Back is better than Revenge of the Sith, and I said, you know who you are if you're going to get triggered, and you better let me know. Well, he let me know that day.
He did? Instantly?
He did. Yes, he sent me a text message, and he's like, yes, I'm triggered. He's like, Revenge of the Sith is better than Empire. And he's like, and Danny is wrong because Chewie deserves the medal.
Oh, whatever. That's like not even important to me. He lost me after he thought Revenge of the Sith is better than Empire. Like, I can see why they would attack or like defend Revenge of the Sith. I like it too, but at the same time,
you turned him against me.
I just think Empire Strikes Back just had a better. It was just overall. If you really think about it, the script for Empire Strikes Back was 10 times better than Revenge of the Sith. Revenge of the Sith was kept like 5-year-olds can understand,
Yeah, I can see that, but Star Wars is generational, so I get
That's true. But we're not even from that generation. We're like, if the first time I remember watching Empire Strikes Back, I was like 5. That movie was already out for like 20, 30 something years already. You know, it's like generation doesn't matter in my opinion. It's just if you're like willing to accept, you know, what's better than the other. It's okay.
You know, here we are this episode, and you've probably made 15 people mad.
15? Oh, there must be more than that. Revenge of the Sith is all right compared to Empire Strikes Back.
You know, I'm just gonna say it. The Book of Boba Fett, Chapter 6, with Luke and Cad Bane and Ahsoka. That one episode to me is better than Revenge of the Sith.
No way.
Yes.
Nah, you can't say that.
Now I know. Now I know my friend is really triggered.
Yep, he's gonna be cooking right now.
Okay. All right. So moving on to Hasbro, we got the Vader helmet, and then the Vintage Collection, we got a 332nd Clone Trooper. We got a Clone Trooper Phase 1 4-pack, which is a Hasbro Pulse exclusive.
Of course.
Then we got
Walgreens exclusive.
That's a Black Series. We're on the Vintage Collection right now. And we know that we're late to the game on all these reveals, and pre-orders may not even be available by the time you look them up.
I honestly believe we're not late to the game because the pre-orders, they don't exist.
Pre-orders don't exist.
Like, I highly respect the people who instantly pre-order the moment these figures are announced, because this is how I feel. I don't know how you feel, but I feel like you're just giving Hasbro free money.
You are, because there's a good chance it's getting canceled, or there's a good chance you're going to have to wait a year and a half to actually get it.
Yeah. And then you can find it in store before you actually ship it.
Yes, I do that a lot. I find a lot of Black Series in stores before they're even released.
Like those people that instantly do it. I'm like, I respect your addiction.
It's a habit.
It's just like, you gotta let go. I know it's hard.
If you're under the sound of our voice right now, and you're one of these people that instant pre-order, stop it. Get some help.
It's so you don't even need help. You just stop buying Hasbro. Go
really though, seriously, just be really though, just be patient about it, because there's a good chance you're gonna find that figure in hand before your pre-order even goes through.
And I repeat, do not buy from scalpers.
Yes, and scalpers are those people who takes a $26.99 figure and turns it to $89.99.
$89. Why do they have to add the 99? I'm just like, I'm not gonna give you 99 cents, bro. I'm gonna give you exact change. Like, that's Hasbro. Hasbro's lost it. I'm done. Even though I do still have.
Here we go again.
No, it's honestly so frustrating because it's like I'm looking at the images. I'm sorry, I'm pushing a little bit ahead, but I see the Black Series, the Chill action figure. He's got like rocket finger thumbs, and what is this? What is this Hasbro? Like, this is going straight down the toilet. And then we have another garbage Leia.
Yeah, well, we're on Vintage Collection. We'll get there. We're getting there. We're getting there. So the other Vintage Collections we got was a Fallen Order Stormtrooper and a Force Awakens Stormtrooper Commander, and then we got another release of Episode 2 Anakin, and a Vintage Collection Maul Commander Mandalorian. So that's the Vintage Collection. Now on to the Black Series, which is the worst out of all of this stuff. We've got the, like you said, the Ewok Village Leia. We've got
that? What is that?
I don't know. That one's just a figure that they made for people to say, I've got to have that to fill a hole in my collection.
Like, that looks like what happens after you have Taco Bell. It's just not. It's not pretty.
Now these actually look really good. The two Cantina Band players, the Biffs. You've got.
Why do we have to? And it's exclusive.
Well, one of them is. You've got the standard Biff, and then you got the deluxe Biff, a Hasbro Pulse exclusive.
And when I mean exclusive, every single Black Series is exclusive because they're so hard to find.
Yes, and then we've got the 187th Battalion Clone Trooper, which is a Walgreens exclusive.
And it's a copy of the 332nd, just repaint something else. And the color might not even be accurate to the show and to the movies.
You know, that's what I don't understand. Yeah, they're clone troopers. But how many times did we see them in the show?
Maybe a couple. I'd say like 5 episodes max if I missed it. Like small details.
Like I remember when the Camino clone came out. Like, really? A Camino clone?
I thought it was pretty clean.
Yeah, I mean, it was a cool figure, but out of all the clones, why a Camino clone?
Could have been anything else. It could have been the wolf pack. I mean, technically that is the wolf pack, right? Because they're all gray. Like, yeah.
Well, they're not really the wolf pack. They're Camino Security or whatever.
That's true, but they can kind of pass, like, because they're gray. They have the same color. But
and then we've got.
I totally get you.
Then we got the new Republic security droid. That one is actually the best looking one out of all those releases.
That is actually the most accurate.
And then the last Black Series figure we got here is the Kenobi, the Obi-Wan Kenobi from the Kenobi show, which Ewan McGregor accidentally released a leak of it on a late night show.
I don't think he accidentally did it. I think.
Well, if you notice, Hasbro didn't release that figure, but then after Ewan McGregor showed it on camera, Hasbro was like instant drop. So that one is a May 11th pre-order, which is we're recording May the 10th. So by the time you hear this, it's going to be the Friday after. Yeah. So maybe you can still get a chance to get in that figure. I don't think it's an exclusive, so you might be able to get that one.
Oh, watch it! They slap it with the Walgreens exclusive back.
Well, here's the kicker. I don't think it's an exclusive, but that Kenobi is not available until spring of 2023.
Oh, so meaning it comes out of the warehouse of spring 2023, and then it gets lost in the shipment.
Yeah, you probably won't see it until July.
You won't see it until ever. They'll already make a season 2 of Obi-Wan before they release.
So we've got, that's all of the Hasbro and Vintage collections. Now, Funko Pop has released an Amazon exclusive Padme Amidala Power of the Galaxy pop figure. Okay. So that one is an Amazon exclusive if you're into Funko Pops, or Funko Poops, as I call them.
Hey, they're pretty good.
Some of them are.
And what I respect about Funko is that they are on time when they deliver.
Yes.
Like when the show, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a Kenobi pop sometime like in the middle of the season, and they drop it.
Yeah. And then Diamond Select, they have released a Book of Boba Fett diorama. It is Boba Fett in an action pose on a little base plate. You can find that at shopdisney.com, and it is going for $49.99 retail. It's basically like a miniature statue, so it's not posable from my understanding. It looks really good, though. It looks like something Hasbro couldn't do.
Oh, it's not Hasbro. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's a Diamond Select.
Okay, nice.
And then the last bit of toys news we've got from the Holy Grail warehouse themselves, Hot Toy Collectibles. Boy, oh boy, did they drop the heat on May the 4th. They dropped not one, but 2 versions of Clone Troopers. By the way, May of this year, 2022, is the 20-year anniversary of Attack of the Clones. So Hot Toys decided to release a Phase 1 standard Clone Trooper, a shiny, and a clone pilot with interchangeable helmets for the Phase 2 armor as well, along with the accessories. And they released the Geonosian droids, which those were already released by Sideshow, but this is the Hot Toys brand. And then we've got the Attack of the Clones C-3PO, and then the Attack of the Clones R2-D2. They all come in anniversary boxes. So if you collect Hot Toys or Sideshows, you may remember the Hot Toys Boba Fett that was in the anniversary pack. Yep. It's the same box. It's just Attack of the Clones style. Now, in these promo photos, a Hot Toys Mace Windu and a Hot Toys Clone Lieutenant were teased. In these photos.
I've heard about. Yeah, I think you were telling me about that too.
And you best believe when the time comes, I'm snagging about 4 of them Clone Troopers. Because they're so good, man. They look so good. The weathering on them is realistic. It comes with not just a Phase 1 helmet, but a Phase 2 helmet. You get the standard clone blaster. You get the rocket launcher. You get a few droid poppers and grenades. And then you get a set of hands, like 4 sets of hands.
That's already good.
So, but that's all the toy news that we've got here. Kenobi news. We've got a new quote from Hayden Christensen. Apparently, they had I don't know if it was a red carpet premiere somewhere or maybe just like a press conference or something. Gregor and Hayden Christensen both were there with Deborah Chow. And Hayden Christensen said, and I'm just paraphrasing here, so I'm not quoting him, but a lot of the pictures he was in, he looked a little bit more jacked. He's more muscular. So he says most of his work was physical so that he could be able to fit in the Vader suit.
Okay.
So if he got in shape to fit in this suit, that means we're going to see him multiple times without the helmet. I don't see why he would go through all that work just to do a few scenes with the helmet on.
Yeah, we could see that. And then you hear his voice, like, kind of like mixed. That'd be cool. What if
Kenobi's and of course we're going to save all of our legit Kenobi talk for our Kenobi breakdown, which will come out the week before May 27th. But just a fun little theory here. What if Kenobi and Vader's duel is on Tatooine and Kenobi just throws sand on Anakin's open wounds and he's like, no sand.
I don't like. It's like in the Lego Skywalker game. Like I think there's a scene with Rey where she's like, "Be with me," and she's looking at the stars, and then like it's all the quotes, right? And it's like Anakin's like, "I don't like sand." Just straight up, it's like a serious scene. That's all right.
Sorry, folks, if you heard my ringtone. Yes, that was Patrick Starr.
Of course.
All right, and some more news. The last bit of news we got here is Star Wars and Lucasfilm announced on Instagram Ahsoka series has started production. May 9th was the first day that they started. And if you looked on that picture, a cowboy hat was on the director's chair. And we all know whose hat that is. So if Filoni is over this thing, which I don't see any reason why he wouldn't be, you know this is going to be one of the greatest shows ever.
Indeed it is.
Can you imagine the whole show directed by Dave Filoni instead of just one episode?
Every single episode.
We're going to have all sorts of stuff in there. And I guarantee you, you're hearing it right now on Rodian Radio. There will be a live action Rex in the Ahsoka series.
I don't know, but it's too early to tell now.
No. It's Filoni. It's Ahsoka. It's happening. It's happening, Captain.
I got to see the trailer. Definitely, I do 100% believe Darth Maul will be in it.
Darth Maul?
Yep,
I could see that. Definitely Bo-Katan.
Yeah, they're like united. They're like besties. Yeah.
I would like to see some clones, some Mandalorians, and who knows, maybe we'll get a live action Trace and Rafa.
Yeah, we could. Anything could happen at this point. I think Star Wars is heading in the right direction as long as it's out of the hands of the guy.
Can you imagine if we get a live action Bad Batch?
That'd be cool.
In the Ahsoka series? Can you imagine a live action Wrecker?
I don't know what the timeline would be. Yeah, that'd be insane. I hope they don't like do him dirty like they did to Brainiac in the new Kenobi show.
Brainiac. you mean the Grand Inquisitor?
Yeah, the Grand Inquisitor. That guy's
That's
Brainiac.
funny.
That guy's Megamind.
Megamind. I heard somebody compare him to Humpty Dumpty from Shrek.
Humpty Dumpty. That's a good one.
But no, speaking of Ahsoka, I want to talk a little bit about Ahsoka here. Ahsoka has probably got one of the best character development arcs in Star Wars. I mean, you think about when she was first released, a lot of people didn't like her, and then now she's become one of the most fan favorite icon characters of Star Wars. Yeah. That's a big deal in the Star Wars community.
I've been saying it. And you're just like, simp. I'm just like,
yes.
Facts.
Everybody, Danny is an Ahsoka simp. Just going to say it.
It's just It's just a good character.
It is a good character. She went from being a Padawan to what I consider to be a true definition of a Jedi.
Uh-huh.
That survived Order 66.
Did. Believe that?
It's crazy. Just think about that.
Only the
A
true
Padawan
Jedis.
that survived Order 66 became the true definition of a Jedi.
Mhm.
And I know a lot of people are controversial about this whole Luke Skywalker with Grogu thing. Well, he can be both. He can be a foundling and a Padawan. But you got to understand, the way of the Jedi is no attachments.
True.
No attachments.
Ahsoka had maybe a slight one with the guy from like the Clone Wars. I forgot his name.
Oh, yeah.
That's about it. I forgot.
Lux Bonteri.
Yeah, that's about it.
I believe that's his name.
Yeah.
And I would say she's got a slight attachment to Rex.
Like as a brother?
Yes, as a brother.
Okay, yeah.
The same with Anakin. I see Anakin and her just a relationship.
Yeah, so there's technically no Jedis.
Well, I would say Qui-Gon was about the only legit true Jedi that we see.
Didn't Qui-Gon have a girlfriend too?
No, not that I know of.
I don't know. Okay.
Qui-Gon didn't have any attachments at all from what we've seen in The Phantom Menace.
Yeah, he was just very like direct.
He was very attached to the Force. That's the only attachment he had.
Yeah, which is what he was about. in the Jedi manual, right? In the book, it's like in rule number 1. It's like in bold letters. The only thing you're attached to is the Force, and then everybody just thinks, "Oh, I forgot rule number 1." In the Jedi.
Yeah, it's like rule number 2. Choose to look at rule number 1 if you please.
Like, oh, yeah,
Anakin's reading that and he's like, "Oh yes, Padme, all the way."
I was like, "Oh yes, of course."
It's all Obi-Wan's fault. You know, if you think about it, Obi-Wan didn't really have attachments either outside of Satine.
Yeah, but
and he wasn't even really that attached.
Yeah, he was.
Well, I don't think he was that attached.
Dude, it was so obvious. Even, Bo-Katan called it out when, like...
even Anakin was like, "You go save your girlfriend." Anakin, she's not my girlfriend.
Because he's in denial. He's in denial that, like, you know, he's like, "Oh, man, he got me on the spot," you know?
But I think the number one person that's got attachments would be Anakin, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And if you think about it, Luke sort of had an attachment to Han, Leia, and Chewie.
Yeah, those were his friends. It's not like his girlfriend, you know.
And that's when, you know, if you think about Return of the Jedi, when Luke tells Palpatine, "Your overconfidence is your weakness," or whatever, and Palpatine says, "Your friends are yours."
Mm-hmm.
Even Palpatine could see that attachment. And
yeah.
Luke, now there was one moment in that scene where Luke tapped into the dark side, and it's when he went to strike down Palpatine and Vader blocks him.
Yeah.
Luke was in full dark side mode right there.
Well, I would say, like, he's kind of like just testing the waters because, one, I'd see why he would do it. Because, one, he needs to kill the bad guy to win the war, you know? Like, some lives need to be taken.
So if you think about it, Luke failed again as a Jedi because he struck an attack.
I mean, he's a dropout. He's not.
He's a Skywalker. He gets a pass.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's very like if you look too into it. I mean,
that's what we do here. Do you know what show you're on? That's what we do here. That
is true. But I mean, the way I saw it was like, okay, like he's trying to like catch him off guard, you know, but it failed, you know. Like I think when he went full dark side, when he was just like bashing Vader and like he chopped off his arm, I thought
that was another dark side moment. That was the Tusken slaying Luke Skywalker.
Just swinging left and right.
Yeah, the slash and dash.
Oh, yeah, that's what I can see.
And you know, Palpatine is probably a very comical character, and he doesn't mean to be, because in that scene when Luke almost strikes him, it shows Palpatine, and he's got like this big smile on his face.
Yeah.
He's like, good. Yeah, he is pretty comical. All right, so that's all we got here. We're gonna go over some Star Wars history.
Today in Star Wars history.
All right, today in Star Wars history. On this day, May 10th, 2013, Star Wars Episode 7 was announced to take place in the UK. There's a special quote here by George Lucas.
Of course.
That popped up on Star Wars history today. And the quote is, I'm just paraphrasing here, so I might miss a little word or two. If I had the time and a sledgehammer, I would track down every copy of that show and smash it. This is George Lucas referring to the holiday special.
What an interesting character, isn't he? Like he's honest. At least he's honest. You know?
Yes. The holiday special. That was his quote.
I already knew it.
Can you just imagine? Can you just imagine that guy talking to him, and he's like, George, what'd you think of the holiday special? You know, if I had the time and the sledgehammer, I would track down every copy and smash it. Yeah. It's so funny. Oh, but speaking of George Lucas, as I said in the beginning of the intro for this show, the last thing you want to see is an angry George Lucas. And we're going to play here real quick why you don't want an angry George Lucas.
As the creator of Mara Jade...
Wait! I am not the creator of Mara Jade, and I want you to get out of this office right now.
I'm sorry, Zed.
No way.
You brought
No
it
way.
You brought it on yourself.
I don't want you here.
I'm
Out.
so sorry, George. I didn't think it would go like this.
Out.
Zed, I got your voucher.
Out! There.
I'm sorry about that. I'm so sorry. We'll have him, burned and...
I don't even know who that guy is.
Cool. So as you can see, that's why you do not want an angry George Lucas, because you'll get smacked in the face and kicked out the boardroom. Oh, boy. All right, so wrapping up the fun here to move on to our special guest. Glad to have her back on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Rei Kennex. If you do not know who she is probably one of the best cosplayers of Star Wars, and she makes her own fan films on YouTube, and she actually dropped a new film out this past week for May the 4th. So we're going to sit down in the Rodian Radio VIP lounge and talk to her about her new film called Sakura. And you know, I didn't know that I needed to see an Ayla Sakura fan film until I saw it.
Likewise.
Welcome to the Rodian Radio VIP lounge.
Hello there.
There we go.
Hello, alright.
Welcome back.
First off, I love your hoodie. I wonder where you got it.
I love it. It's so comfy.
Yes, that's what we've been trying to tell people. Like, the material is so, soft, but it's not really thick. So,
I love it.
well, we're glad you love it. It was great to have you back on the show.
Sure, my pleasure. Sorry if you hear a meowing cat. We have the kitty outside that's demanding food right now. So.
All right. Well, first off, I want to ask you, as you got this new film out, what gave you the idea to create an Ayla Sakura fan film?
Good question. Well, I always liked Ayla. I was always intrigued by her. And she's that kind of a character that everyone knows, but no one knows anything about. So I wanted to give her some love because I started reading about her backstory, her lore in the comics, and it was incredible. It just blew my mind how many interesting things there were. So I wanted to at least show a little bit of her relationship with Bly, with her commander, and to show a little bit of who she is as a character, add some more of my take on her. And I thought that fans would probably like to see that too, because like I said, everyone knows her, but she's very interesting. Like, it never hurts to know more.
Now, the person who voiced the clones did an outstanding job.
There were two, actually.
Really? I couldn't tell. They sounded they sounded just like the clones from the Clone Wars. It was fantastic.
They did. I know. They're just so talented. And I wanted two different people on purpose, even though each of them could have done it, but I wanted different personalities and still a little bit difference in the voices. So I think that worked perfect. Yeah, thank you. I'm super proud.
Yes, I loved it. I was one of those people waiting in the queue on YouTube.
Oh, yay, thank you. I always love those premieres. It's just so fun to watch together.
Yeah, what I absolutely loved was the photography. It was just absolutely beautiful, just the landscape and everything. And then when you guys had the special effects too, brought back the Revenge of the Sith, I was like, oh no, I have to go through this again one more time. But it was absolutely fantastic. Great job.
Thank you.
What I liked about it is how you had Obi-Wan Kenobi tell Ayla Secura that she needs to go. I thought that was very, very well done. It's something I never would have thought of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, he would be the person to do it because he was the council's diplomatic ambassador, so to say. He was the one to talk to everyone and convince them when they didn't want to do something. So we thought it would be just logical that it'd be him.
Yes, and the actor who played Obi-Wan was very good too. All of your actors are just spot on great.
It's the same one who did Obi-Wan in Fulcrum. It's the same actor, Josh.
I thought he looked familiar.
And then
he's our Obi-Wan.
No. Oh, I just had a question. So on that lightsaber you're holding, is that a custom one, or is that one you've had before? Because I've noticed it looks like a mix of Obi-Wan's and just another edition.
Yeah, it's a custom one, but actually have it right here. Since we do have a kind of a look on Ayla's lightsaber, but it's also inconsistent. So I didn't have the exact replica, but I worked with S.J. Bernhard, same who installed my Ahsoka lightsabers, and he found pieces to put together this lightsaber.
It's so
beautiful. Yeah, it does have this part that's similar to Obi-Wan's, but overall, and I know it's not the exact replica, like I said, but it's close enough. And I also colored it because it was a different color, so I weathered it a little bit. And it's also it's doable for the stunt work because some of the lightsabers, the way they're built, they look great, but they're not as convenient. So this one's doing a pretty okay job in the hand, and it's well balanced. So yeah, that's what we used.
That's a beautiful really saber.
Cool.
Thank you. You want a fan fact? So all of this paint I had to redo because after the shooting day, after all of that sequences with the lightsaber with all the spins, my hands were covered in the paint from the saber because I don't know why. Maybe it's alcohol-based paint on my hands, but it all rubbed like crazy. So this was blue here, it was silver here, it was a mess. So I had to repaint the whole thing.
So and then does it light up by itself, or do you need to?
Yeah, it lights up.
Oh, nice.
Wow. That's so great.
It's a very cool thing that this saber has that a lot of sabers don't. You cannot accidentally ignite it because the switch is right here, so you actually have to push inside. And some of the sabers, you can accidentally switch them on and off as you're twirling, so this one's really cool.
So how long did it take you to film and edit everything?
It took 1 day to film, so it was all on location on 1 day. But the post-production took longer because we had the whole Felucia to build. There was a lot of lightsabers and blaster bolts to add and to decide what goes where. So it's a lot of very high-resolution, heavy files, and it takes forever for everything to process. So yeah, that took a while. And plus, most people did it just as a pro bono passion project, so we had to accommodate to their schedules so that they just did it on their free time, so whatever. So it took maybe about 3 months to finish with everything with post-production, and then some fine-tuning as well with the music and with voiceover. So I know we could have dragged it forever. There was so much more we could have done, but I was just like, you know what, we just need to do it and release it and move on to the next thing because there's no end to perfection sometimes.
I think it works perfect, and I was watching it and I was like, is that it? I need more.
Yeah, I was having the same thing too. Like when I watched, I was like, had the lights off, turned off, had the speakers ready, and I was like, whoa, the whole logo and everything. I was like, alrighty, this is awesome.
Thank you. Well, we want to do more for sure, because like we didn't know if we were gonna make more, but then we're like, you know what? We need this story. What happens next? Where is she gonna go? What is she gonna do? So now we're already bouncing some ideas. So hopefully everything will work out. So we can do.
You know, I think every cosplay character that you come up with, I feel like the cosplay chooses you, because you fit every character perfect. Even to
You're
the
not
voice.
Wrong. Even to what?
The voices that you provide.
Well, you're not wrong. Well, I only pick the characters that I can relate to. Like I always say this, it's just like an actor picking the part. You pick the ones that speak to you or you can connect to. So, and the voices with Ayla, Ahsoka's voice just fits me, I guess, just naturally. But with Ayla, I did not try to emulate any of her other voice renditions. I think there's one, but I just used my own voice, just tweaked it a little bit and created her own sound, how I imagined she would talk. So it's great that it blended in. So, you know, it worked. Because I had a few people on the comments, I knew that would be coming, but some people were asking about the French accent. I go, how come she doesn't have a French accent? And then there's a whole thing about why she doesn't have it, because it's reasons.
You know, I've seen your recent post of how you deal with haters, quote unquote.
That was pretty funny.
I have a new one for you too. I'll post it today. Oh yeah, I'm having fun with those. Those are just.
So what advice would you give people who, because we try to keep everybody's spirits lifted with whether it's toy photography or collecting or customizing. So what advice would you give to people to deal with haters if they're making their own fan films?
Well, I could probably do like another live stream about this. But overall, you have to know which kind of hater you're dealing with, because not all haters are the same, I guess. So there would not be a just general advice, because some people you just ignore. If you see they're irrelevant, you don't give them any attention because that's what they want. You just don't respond and don't do anything. Some people, it's almost like they're inviting some kind of a comeback from you, and when I see those comments, I just can't. So those you just kill them with sarcasm or humor or kindness, or just troll them back. I love trolling them back. So unfortunately I don't get as many of those as I wanted to, because I have a lot of fun dealing with those people. Like one today someone said like, oh, it's a horrible fan film, is there another horrible fan film? I love those comments, because I say could you please send this to all of your friends so they could all see how horrible it is as well, please?
That's smart.
I'm like, what do you say against this? So it's just dealing like that. If you know how to talk to them, you can respond like this. Just say something funny or say, oh, thank you so much, I'm so glad you loved it. And they're like, no, I hated it. I'm like, no, I understand, you loved it so much, I appreciate it. And like they just fall off because they don't know what to say. And it's kind of funny. And then actually by doing that, you prevent them from harassing other people, because once they see that somebody actually answered back and kind of, you know, get rid of them, then they will think twice next time before saying something. And then there are people who are just legitimately miserable with their life, and they just want to hate on everyone. They're just unpleasant, and sometimes you can feel the anger coming. So you just know it's not on you, it's not about your project, that's not about what you did, it's just because they need to find some outlet to attack someone. So you just ignore that. And usually if there's something disrespectful, I even say a disclaimer like, hey, everything will be deleted, because I don't want that. I don't want it on my channel. So that's how you deal with them. But yeah.
So it's basically just like kill them with kindness.
Kill them with. I like sarcasm. Some people like kindness. Whatever it is you prefer to do, but there's definitely ignoring. Probably is the best way that works most of the time. But every now and then you can have some fun if you feel like.
Definitely.
For me, I found the way that I know that I get to haters is when I found out that they blocked me.
It's the best, because they're trying you to block them, but instead you block. Yes, it's totally your rock. It's just, it's the coolest when you can do that.
Yeah, that's how you know you got through.
You got through, and they always. That's what another thing I noticed. Actually, sometimes they try to provoke you. So especially in DMs, so you can say something and they can screenshot it and use it against you. So and this is very easy to take something out of context. So for those people, definitely kill them with kindness. So don't say anything that you think can be used against you. So I've noticed people have been doing this. They're just provoking you to respond in an unkind way, but then they're the ones who end up going crazy because you kind of enrage them so much by being nice that they don't
it's
know.
like it's not going their way.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Every community has those people. It's just don't take it personally.
So I noticed that you have set up a. I know we don't like to talk about anything but Star Wars here, but this is something that we do want to talk about. We've noticed that you set up a donation support system for the people of Ukraine. Do you care to tell our listeners a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's actually a big thing I've been doing since the war started in Ukraine, and because I guess every Ukrainian artist out there is using their platform for this, so everyone chooses what they want to do, how they want to help. And my Instagram in particular, I'm doing fundraising events. I have some fundraising merchandise, some artwork, some pins that people can get, and I'm donating the proceeds from that to shelters, to animal rescues. I'm going to have some raffles as well with some very cool items. I'm going to have some auctions and more things coming. So just trying to make it interesting also for Star Wars fans, so they can have fun and get something valuable, something precious, and at the same time help, because I know it's hard to deal with it nonstop. So I'm combining, I guess, the fandoms and something good, because everyone wants to do something, but not everyone knows how to. So if you give people that opportunity, like you want like a pin or a picture or something, and that's helpful. And some people have been just donating directly, and I'm super thankful for that as well, because I have links on my Instagram in the highlights to what I recommend, where they can go and where they can donate. Or some people just send the money directly to me and ask me to distribute them, because I always put all the receipts online so everyone can see where everything goes, and kind of figuring out how to do this thing. But yeah, it's been going okay, but I always think, like, what can I do more? What can I do more? There must be something else.
Yeah, well, we support you and everything you do 100%. And,
thank you.
And we're always going to watch anything you put out, because I consider it canon. Because it's that good. It's that good.
It's like the best compliment if the fans think it's
definitely like
real.
It's definitely like once I see like a notification, Rei Kennex posted a new video, it's like, all right, stop what I'm doing. I'm gonna go see this. I gotta see this right now.
Oh, thank you. We need to do more. It's just like so much work to do those. Like I wish we could make them every month, but we'll try. Like I see that the response has been so great that it's definitely very uplifting and motivating to do more.
Yeah, and the more you do it, the more you're just gonna attract more people, and you're just gonna keep going up.
Hopefully.
Yep. And so go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I was wondering, like, I know you just released this video, but do you have like any other like future ideas that you want to put into production, like later down the line, that like you like to discuss, like anything like that?
Definitely. I always have too many ideas. Like it's almost like we have to pick, okay, what's more doable. So we have one idea for the next Fulcrum part, and we have one more idea for the next Ayla part. It seems that Ayla is going to be a little bit easier to do, so we'll see. But definitely, yeah, there are some things. But mostly, I think I'm going to be focusing on those two characters.
Nice.
Well, we don't want to keep you any longer because you are a busy person.
Oh, you're fine. I have time.
I was going to ask you, though, for our enjoyment and for our listeners, could we get a show intro from you, but in Ahsoka's voice?
Hello, I'm Rei, and you're listening to Rodian Radio.
Well, that's going to do it for Rodian Radio here tonight. We appreciate everyone for all your support and listening and checking us out.
As we said in the beginning of the show, if your podcast of choice allows you to leave a review, please leave us a review. You can send us your topics to talk about on the show, questions to answer on the show, or just to have a general comment for us to talk about. You can send those over at our email at rodianradioPC@gmail.com. Quick shout out to all of our sponsors here: Lego Shock 0451 Official, Commander Phoenix _88 Legion, and Dr_awesome_1010. You can find all of those guys on Instagram. Check out their work and their photography. They're great people, wonderful sponsors. If you would like to become a sponsor yourself, you can also send us a request for those on our Instagram or either our email, which is, again, rodianradioPC@gmail.com. Sponsorship is completely free, and you have a lot of perks. You get sneak peek access to our upcoming episodes and our announcements firsthand. Once again, thanks everyone for checking us out. You can see us here next week as we drop another episode every Friday as usual. Thank you everyone for checking us out, and until next time, may the Force be with you on Rodian Radio.